Good morning, my dear sisters. Today is just to talk about marriage because marriage is the center of our life that we deal with it every day. Marriage is something that I'm sorry, it's not something that we have to just get in and get out. Marriage is sacrifice. Marriage take a lot and a lot of sacrifice. Marriage is not something that you think that the way you are seeing people yeah, rejoicing out there saying that, oh, I'm happily married, I'm this, is what you are seeing. No, go to their homes, then you will know that all those things were just fake. So my dear sisters, today we are just going to talk about women, about sisters, because about wives, sorry, because wife, you are a wife material. How you are a mother to your husband and to your own children, so automatically you become a wife, a house girl to your own house. You become a security in your own house. You become a police in your own house. You become a preacher, a counselor, a doctor in your own house. When they are talking of wife, it's not that kind of a wife that you will just find your bed and sleep thinking that everything is well. Jesus Christ make us to understand that everything was not well about marriage, but you have to persevere till the end. Why? Because Jesus Christ did not give up on the cross of Calvary. Jesus Christ carried his cross until the end. Simon of Cyrene helped Jesus to carry his cross. For how long did he hold the cross? All of us know. So, my dear, when you enter a marriage, eh, just try to build up your heart to be blessed. Just make the Bible the center point of where you will be living every day. Let it be your daily living attitude, that you pray in the morning to God, for God to guide your family. You pray at any time. Counsel, talk to them when things are not going well. Good communication. That's why I say that you are a preacher and a counselor at the same time in your home. You are a doctor in your house. How? When your husband is not well, you will not sleep. Your children are not feeling well, you will stay awake. So, my dear, do not make it as it is a punishment to you. Make it as something that you are happy to live in it. Because many women that I have seen living joyfully in their home, they are a slave to their own house. How? Because they give their time, they give their put their energy in their marriage to work. When their husband is outside, they spend their time praying to him for everything about the husband, his job, even the car that the husband is using. I said, this is so amazing. You know, they spend their time praying till their husband is back. And when their children are not home, they keep on praying till their children are back from school. And you see that when things are not well, mommy become a teacher automatically. Mom, I didn't understand what my teacher was telling me in school. Automatically, you become a teacher. You start teaching them. The husband, your husband is not feeling well, so that my back is paining me. Immediately, you start doing massage with all this rub and whatever. Automatically, you become a doctor. Your child is not well, you will look for paracetamol, you will look for this, trying to see a Ferrigan to see how to get him or her better before the days run out. You are a house girl. You will cook when they are in school. You have to clean the house. You have to do laundry. You have to make everything possible for them when they are back home. The house will be so clean that they will be happy to stay in their home, not to go out of the home. You know, you even go to the TV, to the deck. You put some program that they would like to watch. The husband by 7:30 want to watch news, all those stuff. Maybe at 9 o'clock want to watch football. You are there just like this. My dear, you are the best that the Bible chose to be at the side of that man, because you are more stronger than your husband, because they remove the rib out of him to make you. So you're supposed to be his helper. But at the end of the day, you discover that you work more than anybody, you work more than your husband, you earn more than your husband. Even though you earn no living, but you earn blessings from God, and you earn the joy that you obtain from your husband and your children. Because you want they will be calling you, Mom, you are the best, Mom, I love you, Mom, you are just the best. Let's quickly look to the book of John chapter 19. John 19:17. And let's see if Christ abandoned his cross. If Christ abandoned his cross somewhere, then you also can abandon your marriage. As long as Christ did not abandon his cross, my dear sisters, don't abandon your marriage. Make it a better place, no matter how hard you think that things might be, because the devil will always make you to understand that the marriage is not something that is suitable for you, because your husband always keep on shouting. Your husband, if he's somebody that is an active man that like to shout, he can without shout. You as a wife, you can make him a better husband that every woman will envy him. Talk to your husband one-on-one. Advise him, because you are his advisor. You will never abandon your husband because he shouts at you at any time of the day. You can bring a change in your home. Change yourself. Pray to God every day to change your husband, to arrest. If God could be able to change Apostle Paul, change all the others, it means that God, that same God, when we say that, when the Bible makes you to understand that is the same God yesterday, today, and tomorrow, what did you think? Because he reigns, he is the creator of the whole universe, and he is still there, and he still exists. Don't abandon your home just because your husband is not that kind of a man that you are seeing your friend's husband they are. No, you don't know what they are facing, but they will never tell you. Keep your home strong. Fight for your marriage to stand. John chapter 19 verse 17 to 18 say, and he brings and he bearing his cross went out to a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha. There they crucify him and two others with him, one on either side and Jesus in the middle. So you see, he carried his cross. Jesus Christ did not abandon his cross. So when we are calling cross here in our life, cross is the center of Christian faith, to show how strong our faith is supposed to be in our marital home. Because if Jesus Christ could abandon this cross, that one will give you an open door to say that, okay, I can go. If Jesus Christ could abandon the cross, why me? I will not abandon this man. But cross, you know how heavy that cross was. As theological, you know, they used to tell us how the cross was heavy, even the nail that they used in the cross, this and that and whatever. But my dear, be careful the way you deal, because marriage is not something that you will just pop in and just pop out in a man's life. You don't toy with emotions. You as a woman, you as a wife, you have to make your home a better place to stay, not a place where you will not want to be. And if you want to get married to a man, get married to a man that you will be able to forgive him in season and in no season, at any time of the day. Because characters are not going to be the same, attitudes are not going to be the same. Because your mom grew you in another way, and his own parent, they grow him in another way. So what you people have to do here is communication. When you have that good communication in your home and understanding, you will see that your home will be a better place. Your husband can educate you. You can also educate your husband. Don't say that we are grown enough, we don't need all those things. It's lies. We need it every blessed day. We need to educate our life every blessed day. Let's quickly go to the book of Proverbs chapter 5 verse 18. Proverbs chapter 5 verse 18 to 19. May your fountain be blessed, and may you rejoice in the wife of your youth, a loving doe, a graceful deer. May her breast satisfy you always. May you ever be baptized by her love. I'm sure you guys are hearing this. My dear, I'm reading from NIV Bible. So any Bible that you read, they have their own translation. So you see, a wife is something that you have a strong charm in you. A strong charm that nobody can take it away from you. This thing has been created from God. You understand? You as a loving charming, let the love that is in your heart, that the Bible say as a wife, my dear, don't make you to push your husband away. Always bring him closer with more advice. Talk at night. Always give him that warm embrace that you will never, when he go out there, he will always want to come back home. As wife, you are the pillar of your house. They say that the husband is the head of the family, but you are the owner of that house. Why? Because 247 you are in the house. Because you have to take total care for everything in the house, the medical report for the children and the husband, the housekeeping for everybody, the food and everything. At the same time, you are a chef. You are just everything that is needed in that home. My dear, use the blessed heart that the Bible said that God has given you. Do not abandon your husband. Try to make it a better place for her to stay. Always learn to forgive him. Do not count his mistake, because men, they have this audacity that they will never like you to remind them of what happened yesterday and you bring it today. Give them that chance to be able to open up to you, because if your husband is not open to you, my dear, you are dead. Because there will be a lot of secret that you can't handle later whenever you will hear something. You and this man has become one because you have been taken. The book of Genesis chapter 2 verse 22 to 24, it tells us that you were being taken from this man, and you and this man, the two of you, the man will leave the family and join with you, and the two of you will become one flesh, which means that you people are one. So no matter how hard you think that it's difficult for you to forgive him, my dear, do not make it all that so hard for yourself. Learn to forgive this man, and you will see that everything will be so perfect. Why? Because Christ did not abandon the cross. So that cross, when we look on the cross of Calvary, we have to think of the pains Christ went through and make it also to be the center point of our life. I want to quickly look the book of Luke chapter 23 verse 26 to 43. Luke chapter 23 verse 26. The crucifixion of Jesus. Now as they laid him away, they laid hold on one Simon, a Cyrenian, who was coming from the country, and they laid on him the cross so that he might bear it behind Jesus. And a great multitude of the people followed him, and of women who were mourning and lamenting him. But turned to them, Jesus said, "Daughter of Jerusalem, do not weep for me, but weep for yourself and for your children. For behold, they are coming in which they will say, Blessed are the barren, and the wombs that never bore, and the breasts that never nursed." My dear, after all, Jesus still said all these things. He did not abandon his cross. He did not say that, no, I will not reach there. He reached till the end, till they crucify him. So when I'm talking the crucifixion here, is the pains. That is where Apostle Paul said that I have run the race. I've won the race. I've won the crown. My dear, don't abandon your marriage because Oh, your husband is always shouting, your husband is always this. Stand strong. Men, they don't know how to say I'm sorry, but with talk and communication, I'm telling you, before your husband will start telling you sorry, you will just ask yourself, is it a dream or a reality? So, my dear sisters, keep your home safe. Keep praying for God. He will make it a better place for you. Thank you and God bless you.